welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Star. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. Today we're going to be doing my weekly cash stuffing for a total of $450, which is what I have right over here for the second week of September. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with my cash wallet first, and we're going to empty out the coins that I've accumulated throughout the week. I hope you guys are doing super well. I hope your September is going wonderfully so far. I know it seems like September is going by kind of quick for me. Hold on one second while I take out the rest of this change. Okay, so now we're ready to feed Sparkles, our little baby unicorn here. But yes, you guys, so, man, the other weekend, my mom and my sister and I, we rented the car that I've been saving for forever in my vacation envelope, and we made it to the Chris Brown concert in Atlanta, Georgia, of all people. So you know what, we're gonna start with groceries, and we got quite a bit of rollover because I was in Atlanta for so long, and because I was so tired after Atlanta. I was just shopping sporadically, so my money is kind of everywhere. So in groceries we have 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, $28 left. We're gonna roll all that over into my rollover savings challenges, and we're gonna put in $100 for the weeks. We got 50, 70, 90, and 100 for groceries. And then in spending, we got $10 left. Girl, we just rolling over a lot this week, and we love to see it. So we're gonna be putting in $20 for spending on anything that I would like this week. My son Gabriel, he got a little bit of change left, 20, 30, 35, 36, $37. He did want some Robux from the Roblox game earlier this week, so he did pay for that. But miscellaneous also has $5 left over, and we're gonna stick that in here and add in another $5 for the week. I don't even know how much that is, you guys. I have no idea how much is in my wallet, but we're gonna find out towards the end of the video. But that's it for my cash wallet, and it's all set for the week. Okay, so next we have my high priority binder here, and we're going to start with medical. So medical is getting 15. So medical now has 50, 100, 10, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, $128 in medical. But so why didn't you guys tell me that Atlanta traffic is just a lot? I mean, I knew it was a lot, but it was a lot. Like, I've been to Atlanta before, but I haven't driven to Atlanta before. And this time I drove to Atlanta, y'all. I drove. And I said, never again. I'm not doing it. I told my sister and my mother, I said, you guys, if you ever want to take another road trip, you get on the plane or the train, because I'm not doing it. I'm not driving. I'm not doing it. Okay, so Christmas is going to get 25. And Christmas has 500, 600, 700, 800, 925. But we got there and back safely, obviously, or I wouldn't be putting up this video. And it was an experience. It was an experience, and it was a good experience. So Gabe Savings will get $40 today. Now, mind you, I went for my sister because my sister is obsessed with Chris Brown, and she really wanted to go, and we bought tickets in April of this year. So Gabe Savings has 100, 200, 300, 400, 20, 40, 60, 85, $485 plus. My Lord, I'm like, I got more than that. So we got $4,485 in Gabe Savings. And so yeah, we bought tickets, and I got something from my envelope, and I didn't realize how high we were. Let me tell you something. That man sold out. He sold completely out. I have never seen that many black people in one place before in all of my life, ever. So regular savings will get $40 as well. So regular savings has 20, 40, 60, 80. And for those of you who are new, we're working on this right here where I'm paying myself back from where I pulled all these amounts out of my savings throughout the years. And now we are working on this $1,500 right here. We just did $1,000. Now we're working on $1,500. And we have $80 towards that, which is really good. But yeah, so there were a lot of people. There was a lot of traffic. It's a little bit stressful. But it was fine. It was fine. We was in the sky. We was in the sky. He had the concert at the Atlanta Braves baseball stadium. So Gabriel, my son, he gets 5. And the whole place is full. Full up with people. So Gabriel has 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 41, 42, 43. And like I said, we were high in the air. The lady that I was sitting next to, she's just looking around and she said, you know what? I have never paid to be this high for anything or anybody ever in my life. I said, girl, same. Because I could just see it. If I stood up and just tripped over a popcorn kernel, that's my life. Because I know I would just kept falling and falling and falling. And that just would have been it. So family gets $10. But Chris Brown came on stage, and that man sang for 4 hours straight. I ain't never seen nothing like it. So family has $20, $40, $50, $51, $52. Like, I mean, my sister is a huge Chris Brown fan. I mean, I like him, but I don't like follow him. So, you know, I literally was there for her. And I didn't realize that he was going to sing almost all of his songs from the last 20 years. Not all of them, but it felt like it was all of them. And he sang like little snippets of each song. And after a while, I was like, y'all, my eyes is crossing together because I'm getting tired. Like, I mean, it was great. The concert was great. He had lots of lights, lots of visuals. So Home Improvement gets 10. The dancing, of course, was on par. The presentation was on par. Like, it was wonderful. It was a great show. He did a great job. So Home Improvement has $50, $70, $81. It was just long. And I said, I don't know if I'm getting old. But my sister was hyped. My sister was hyped the whole time. So the concert in itself was fantastic. 10 out of 10. Top tier. It was just great. So car maintenance gets $10. I was also the videographer because my sister just wanted to live in the moment. So I was the one that was supposed to be filming stuff and recording stuff. So car maintenance has $150, $70, $80, $90, $190. But there was so much to look at, and I was so mesmerized. Mind you, we were so high up. Chris Brown was an ant. Like, he was that tiny. He was a whole ant. But it's fine, you know, because they had the jumbotrons, so I could see. But there was so much to look at, like as far as the graphics and the lights and all that. So sometimes I would forget to film, and my sister would hit me on the leg like, girl, come on. I was like, oh, my bad. Now I had to pick up my phone because after a second, like, I was mesmerized. So emergencies gets its usual 10. So emergencies has 1,500, 1,600, 1,700, 1,800, 1,850, 1,860, 1,870, 1,875. But yeah, like I said, the concert in itself was fine. It was the leaving that had me jacked up. It was getting out of there. I said, I already anticipated traffic being backed up, things hardly moving, some potential angry people who are just impatient and ignorant or whatever. But I didn't expect it to be like what it was. Like, at the end, because my sister, she was like, maybe we should leave like before the last song or something. Maybe we should get up so we can get like a head start. We ended up leaving a little bit into the last song, but other people had already started to leave. So, but they let us all out one way, in one direction. And the direction they let us out in was not where we came in at. And so we came in on the opposite street, or on the other side of the baseball stadium or whatever it is. So I was turned around a little bit because I was like, okay, what street did I park on? Like, where are we? Or where are we supposed to go? So gifts gets $1. And gifts has 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And so we were just walking. It was a sea of people. You couldn't even stretch your arms out, because if you did, you would touch somebody else. I was breathing in other people's air. I said, okay, I might have a fit, but it's fine. We hold together. My sister, on the other hand, was about to pass out. Okay, so Jackson, my puppy, gets $1. And he has 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. $20 so far. Because we had to walk up these hills to get to wherever we had to go. And my sister was not having it. She went, like, the police was in the street directing traffic. And she thought that he was allowing people to cross, but he wasn't. He was just directing the flow of traffic. And she asked him, that's the police, on something. So we can't cross here? And the man is like, no, ma'am, I'm just directing traffic. What you need to do is you need to walk straight down this way, go over the bridge, and then come back around on the other side of the sidewalk. I said, are you kidding me? Because that's where our parking lot was, where we parked, was on the other side, but they weren't allowing people to cross and, walk that way. So my sister about crashed out and said, you mean to tell me we can't cross the street? I said, girl, I know you ain't squaring up with the police, because I will leave you right here in the ATL and drive back to my house. I will leave you, girl. So the police left his post, walked up to my sister and said, ma'am, I'm directing traffic. Go up the sidewalk, across the bridge, come back around. I said, oh my God. And so my sister looks at me. So household is getting $10. My sister looks at me. She says, Star, I can't do it. I can't walk. I can't do it. I said, shh, chill out. Chill out. We're not going to have no meltdown in front of all these people in Atlanta. The TikTok capital, because they pull their phones out left and right. Absolutely not. I'm not going viral. No, not this way. I want to go viral for my monies. Not for this. No. So household has 20, 30, 40, 45, 46. So she was like, I'm going to cross the street. So I was like, okay, shh. What we going to do is we going to go a little bit further down the road, down the sidewalk, and we gonna cross with some other people, because there was some fools, cars flying, cars bumper to bumper. It was a lot. There was some people that would literally stick their leg out in the street and then just walk like they just knew they wasn't gonna get hit. I said, I'm a little person. If I get hit by a car, that's it. There's no coming back for me. So I was nervous. I said, no, we can't do this. But I said, okay, well, you know what? We're going to wait till, we're going to follow the group of crazies. The next group of crazies that cross the street, we're going to be behind them. Because if they get hit, my logic was, if they get hit, then, all of us can't get hit by one car. Group logic. That's just how that goes. So I said, okay, come on. I told my sister, I said, come on. So entertainment gets 5. And we did. We found a group of people. And they walked, and we went right behind them. So entertainment has $20, $35. And there were some people in the group. They were like, is this the way we supposed to go? And then somebody else was like, I don't know where we're going. And I hollered out, well, look, I'm behind y'all. And then they all started laughing. But we made it. We got across the street unscathed. Praise God. And we got across, and then we were able to go back down this way, or to the left, which is where our parking lot, where our car was. So home decor gets 5. So we're in the parking lot. Obviously, the parking lot is just full. So home decor has 20, 40, 45, 50, 51, 52, 53. And everybody's trying to get out. Everybody's trying to maneuver and all this stuff. So I said, you know what? I'm going to wait till this car in front of me moves forward, and I'll just follow this car, because I'm not going to try to back up none of this. Ended up sitting in the parking lot for maybe 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, not moving at all, until I realized that behind me, subscription isn't getting anything, that the cars had cleared, because I was literally boxed in front and behind me, and the cars that were going this way behind me had cleared. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to back up, because I rented an SUV. I ended up renting an SUV. And I said, it's been a while since I have like a sedan. I don't have an SUV. It was a while since I had an SUV. But anyway, so I was nervous about backing up a little bit. Anyway, so I backed it up, and we were able to get out of there. But as I was like kind of in line, because I backed out of my parking space and was able to get in this other line, I was just thinking, there's no way there could be an accident in the parking lot, because we're all barely moving. I lie to you now, as soon as I thought that, we heard a pow, just like that. I wish I could say the cuss word that the lady hollered out so loud. Oh God. It started with a G. Okay, it was GD. It was the funniest thing. I said, oh my God. And it was so funny how she hollered that thing. God, it was so funny. So miscellaneous gets 5. And I said, how y'all not paying attention? How you bumping it? Anyway, so miscellaneous has 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So we got out of the parking lot, and our hotel was a mile from the venue. A mile. It took us about 30 to 45 minutes to drive 1 mile down the road. And I am not exaggerating. People was flying. People was stepping out into the street. I said, okay, because I ain't stopping. Okay, you don't know me. All right. And then this one car cut in front of the car that was in front of me because they had to make a U-turn. They make a U-turn, and then they try to get into my lane in front of me. I said, no, we're not doing this today, because I don't halfway know where I'm going. I got my GPS on. I'm sorry, but I'm not being nice today. I ain't letting nobody in. I can't do it. I can't do it. There's like 1,000 cars in a row. I can't do it. So my car is literally bumper to bumper with the car that's in front of me, right? And this, who also has an SUV, tries to make a U-turn and tries to push his nose in between my car and another car. No. Sorry, sir. I can't let you do that. So Beauty gets $1. So I moved up really quickly and I blew the horn. I said, no. I said, bang, like that. So Beauty has 20, 30, 35, 36, 37. They have the audacity to try to get in there anyway. So I moved forward some more and I leaned on the horn. My whole chest was on the horn, okay? My whole chest. I said, bang, like that. They had the nerve to beat back at me. I said, okay, listen, this is a rental. This is not my car. And I got full coverage, baby. I've been saving for this in my little vacation envelope for months. I got full coverage. What you want to do? What do you want to do? But thankfully, they got sense. And they realized I was a little bit more crazy than they was. And they just stayed right there. I don't know when they got in or how they got in. But that's not what you do. That's not what you do. I may have let them in. If they hadn't tried to push their way. I don't like to be pushed. That sets me off. So hair is getting, I think hair is getting 25. I hope hair is getting 25. If not, we'll see at the end. I got something written over here on my iPad, and I can't figure out if it's a 0 or a 5. Okay, so hair currently has 20, 40, 45, 50, 51, 52. And I don't know if that makes sense or not. We're going to see. We'll see. So yeah, and then we were just bumper to bumper until we got to our hotel, a literal mile down the road. We thought we were being smart by booking a hotel that was a mile down the road, but apparently it still took 12 days and 25 months to get where we had to go. Okay, so Star will get 10, and Star has 20, 40, 50, 55, 56, 57. But my Lord, y'all, that was a lot. That was a whole lot. That was a lot. The concert, 10 out of 10. Traffic and departure and arriving and all of that, absolutely not. 0 stars. Negative 12 stars. No. So work gets 10. So we have 10, 15, 16. Mind you, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I'm hush. But yeah, all I can think about, because my hometown it's not small, but it's not like Atlanta either. We don't have 5 lanes worth of traffic in my hometown. And the most we would have, well, yeah, we just got 2. Every lane in Atlanta is going to a different place. So I had to lock in and make sure I would. And then my mama, let me tell you about my mama. So Bath and Body Works gets 5. My mama didn't even go to the concert. She just wanted to ride. This moment, we got back from the concert. and got to the hotel, this woman done found a glass of wine. She done found some food and was just sleeping peacefully in the bed with the TV on. Like, she was living her best life. Meanwhile, I feel like I was fighting for mine, you know, in the traffic and stuff. But that's neither here nor there. My mama was riding with us the whole way, which was an experience in of itself. So Bath & Body Works has 20, 40, 45, 46, 47, 48. And I'm trying to think. Yeah. So it's been a long time since she's traveled. Since she's traveled like that, and she saw a sign that said something to Chattanooga, Tennessee or something, and she got mad because she thought I had took a wrong turn and thought I was going to end up in Tennessee. So clothing gets 20. Hair didn't get 25. Clothing gets 25. Let me see. I knew that was a 0. I knew. Wait a minute. Let me check that out right now. You sit there. Okay. Clothing had 184, 50, 70. Okay. All right. We back on track. Okay. So 20 and 5. Okay. And clothing has 150, 70, 90, 90, 200, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. $209 in clothing. So yeah, she thought we was going to Chattanooga. And the whole time we driving, until I said, Mama, please stop talking. Please stop talking to me. Because I just know I'm going to take the wrong turn and we're going to end up in Florida somewhere. And it's not going to be a good day. So books gets $1. But she felt better when she figured out that we was on the right track. Like, just because you see a sign that says this way to another state does not mean you go to that state. There are a bunch of exits before we get there that I have to turn off on before. Whatever. So books has 20, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. All in all, we didn't die, which was actually a goal of mine, believe it or not, on the way up there. But I tell you what, but the concert itself was really nice. And the funny thing about it was the fan cams that they did, like when they put the camera on people in the crowd. So Vacation gets $1 and it now has 6. There was it was so funny. There was some funny ones and there was some fool ones. There was this lady that was just vibing. I don't remember what song it was, but she was vibing so hard her boobies came dead out of her shirt. And it took her too long to realize it. I said, girl, I'm seeing all of this on the Jumbotron. I said, this ain't what I paid for. She was just, just vibing. Then she realized it and she covered herself up with her arm. And then she was still vibing with the other arm. I said, girl, you do you, girl. You do you, girl. So Mother's Day gets 10. And Mother's Day has 100, 10, 20, 21, 22. And then there was this crazy woman. They showed her. She was vibing and she had her phone up to her head. And the phone screen said, I'm ovulating. I said, girl, who you telling that to? Chris Brown? He don't care if you ovulating. So birthdays gets 15. And then they had panned to somebody else. So birthdays has 50, 70, 80, 90, 95, 96, 97. They panned the camera to the daggone this lady who was like kind of twerking on this man a little bit and backing it up on him or whatever. Tell me why the man was the security. He was security getting his groove on with the dang concert goers, sir. And the DJ said, you about to lose your job. I said, I was about to be on the floor. I said, I'm out here with the fools. It was hilarious. So it wasn't horrible. It was an experience. So we're in our savings challenge binder now. And roll of dice gets 12. But yeah, I'm going to tell you one thing. I ain't doing it no more. The only way I'm going back to see this man if he is performing right down the street. Because I'm too old for this. So we're not going to count roll the dice. I don't usually. So we'll just stick that back in here. I mean, no. Ain't no way. I will go on YouTube and I will find footage of the concert. So we're going to roll the dice. Find my pen. Oh, I forgot to color in my dice before I mess myself up. Give me a second here. Let me get that back. I just stuck it over here. So we got another 6. I'm gonna do a 3 and a 3, and then a 1, and then a 5. So I'm going to do a 4 and another 1 for 5. And all of that should equal 12. So now, if it was Michael Jackson, if he was still here, then 100% I would drive to across the country. No, I wouldn't. I would want to, but I wouldn't. Okay, so let's do our dice. So we got 5, 1, and 4 for $10. Okay, and we said for my unicorn challenge, and this is the challenge I'm using to oh, I thought I was missing a $10 bill. I was about to have a fit. Okay, this is the challenge that I'm using to replenish my buffer for paying for the. You know what I told my sister about Chris Brown, because I was so irate in that traffic leaving the venue. I said Chris Brown came to Atlanta and caused all this mayhem. People is rear-ending people trying to get their car totaled by me, who just don't care and will. And I said, and we paid all this money just so we could be stressed out to leave this venue. I said, you know what? We should pay for the full experience. Chris Brown need to be out here directing traffic. He need to be out there at the concession stands with the popcorn and the chicken tenders and the snacks and stuff. He need to be out there directing crowd control, because this is ridiculous. I paid all this money and sitting here stressed out. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay, so now is the time that we're gonna count all this rollover. Look, y'all. Okay. So for rollover, we have 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, $43. $43 that I have saved in my wallet for the week. So we got, let's do my ones first, because that's what I'm looking on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ones. Y'all, I wonder how long this video is, y'all. I feel like editing future me is going to be mad. I'm sitting here yapping. I'm reliving the concert, y'all. And I'm sure y'all can see like footage and TikToks and stuff about Atlanta and stuff. And then I heard that some people, tickets disappeared and they had to like wait outside. I said, oh my God, I'm glad it wasn't me, because the way I was sitting up high like that and scared. All right, we got 2 5s. We was sitting up so high, y'all. The birds was flying. I said, this don't make no sense. Why am I so close to this bird flying in the sky? So 5, 10, 15. And then because Chris Brown sang every song in his entire catalog, I mean, I'm exaggerating, but my Lord, because he sang The Moon Came Out and the moon moved. The moon was over here, and by the end of the night, the moon moved over here. That's how you know I sat in that chair too long. And then I was so high, I feel like I could reach out and touch the moon. I said, you know what? I can't. But you know, I'm glad my sister was happy. She was so happy. So that's all that mattered. And I hope she enjoyed it, because like I said, I ain't doing it no more. Okay, so 10s. We got 2 10s. So what color? Oh, I was going to do my 10s purple this time. Okay. Oh yeah, and then some of y'all had commented in my videos the other week or a couple videos ago that you somebody went to an Atlanta show. I know he did 2 shows in Atlanta, and they said they had a good time. If you guys have gone, let me know, or if you plan to go, let me know. We don't got no 20s. Okay, so that's it for this binder. And then my sister gonna send me other concert dates, talking about some, look at this, and this is cheaper and it's closer seats. I said, why are you sending me this? I'm not going nowhere else to see this man. Why? That's it. Like that's it. Okay, so for this, we're gonna stuff our 13 envelope for my 100 envelope savings challenge. We have 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm so glad my cash stuffing went smoothly, because I've been yapping. I was yapping, y'all. And I only made one tiny mistake, but then I fixed it, which is great. I got this thing out like I know where my marker at. Anyways, oh, there it is. I am going to mark this off and tell you guys thank you so much for watching this whole video. I don't even know how long this is, but if you made it this far into the video, go ahead and leave me a moon emoji, because I promise you I could have reached out and touched the moon. I was so high up in the air, which is crazy work. Crazy work. Anyways, again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll definitely catch you in the next one. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.